Everyone, it's Diane from Teach Pre-K. I am here to talk about how to increase vocabulary in your preschool and pre-K classrooms. And I'm going to tell you guys some things that you probably already do. But one of the biggest benefits of being in a quality preschool or pre-K program is that the kids are around other adults hearing a lot of rich language, hearing a lot of stories, and hopefully with teachers that choose to use more complicated words for everyday things. Um, I've got to tell you, my children had huge vocabularies, and one of the reasons was my husband and I did not dumb down our speech for them. We talked to them just like we would talk to each other, how we would talk to other adults. We used those words. We read to them every single night. And it would happen that they would have friends over in high school and we would be talking just the way we normally do. And people would say, I don't know what that means. What are you guys talking about? And I realized that not every child has that opportunity. So if you're watching this, you are probably a preschool or pre-kindergarten teacher, and you've got these little blank canvases that you can change their whole life by increasing their vocabulary and using words that they might not hear every day, they might not hear at home, words they've never heard before. They're brand new people, so they haven't heard most words when you think about it. Um, I do a thing before I read books to the class. I will go through the book. Usually they're books I've read over and over, so I already know most of the text. But if it's a new book, let's say, I go through the text and I will see words that I'll be like, they probably don't know that one. So I'll make a point of when I read a passage, let's say something I'm reading is about a bear named Benny, and Benny Bear has fur that is similar to his mother's. Let's say that's a passage, the word similar. A lot of the kids don't know that word. I know that word because I've heard it a million times. But I'll say, similar. What do you think the word similar means? Some kids are going to know it. They'll share and say it means the same, or it means kind of the same, or mostly the same. Yeah, that's right. If nobody knows what it means, that's your opportunity to give the definition and then go, so you see in the picture, use those pictures to help with vocabulary. You see that his fur is brown like his mother's. His is just a little lighter, but it's very similar. It's almost the same. Another word for that would be identical. And you could say that it's almost identical. Identical also means the same. So I will do that a lot. I will make sure that I pick out words that I think they don't know. If there are words that, I want them to know, I'll do the same thing with that. Even if they do know them, I'll be like, oh, he had a kettle. Now, a kettle's it can be another word for a pot, or maybe a pot without a big handle. Maybe like a cauldron. What's a cauldron? Well, look here in this picture. This witch has a cauldron. There's just a lot of opportunities to teach different words, especially if you read nonfiction books to the kids. If you have a theme maybe about penguins, and you can teach them all about penguins and waddling, or if you're learning about owls, you can teach them the word nocturnal, and that means you sleep during the day and you're awake at night, and say things like, are you nocturnal? I'm not nocturnal. I sleep during the nighttime and I'm awake during the day. Let's think about other animals that are nocturnal. Um, Things like that are kind of a given, and books always give you the opportunity to introduce new words and expand kids' vocabularies. But what about other areas of your classroom? So I kind of work on this during snack time. A lot of times the kids will have those squeezy applesauce that they need help with the opening the caps. They have string cheese. They need help getting the cheese separated. They have a package of popcorn that they need help opening. So, first it's raise your hand if you need any help. And we go through help for a while. Then I'll say, I'm here to offer assistance with your applesauce or your cheese. Cheese assistance right here. Who needs cheese assistance? And the kids will go, cheese assistance? What does that mean? Help with your cheese. When you give someone assistance, you're helping them. You are assisting them in doing something that maybe they can't do all alone. And you just start that. We do weather. I don't always remember to do weather, you guys, but when I do, I will use like, okay, so and so marked that it's sunny and hot outside. Is that right? Right then becomes correct, then becomes accurate. And I will find as many different words as I can use with that, and I will use it over and over and over and over and over and over. I do my very best to always find a more difficult word than the word we commonly use. Always. When we are painting at the art center, like, oh, I love the way you're using your brush strokes to make that picture. Brush strokes, new word. How many opportunities would they have had to hear that? Sometimes dramatic play or the block table. We've done a lot of things at the block table where I just go over and talk with the kids, and I'll say, wow, you've constructed a magnificent structure. What is this structure? Instead of always tower or building, saying construct instead of built. Wow, you are an architect. You've designed this amazing habitat for these giraffes at the block table. So just infusing normal conversation using bigger words in the correct context is really, really going to help those kids and increase their vocabulary. I have parents come to conferences or after school and they'll say, have you been using the word assistance? And I'll say, yes, I've been using the word assistance when we open our cheese snack. And or yes, I use the word similar. Or, I also like to introduce foreign words. We've got Spanish a couple of times a week, so I'll introduce them to some new Spanish words and they impress their Spanish teacher. It's just a different way of increasing their vocabulary. I just want you to just think about every opportunity you have during the day to use a different word. Instead of saying we're going up the stairs, we're ascending the stairs. Instead of going down, we're descending. And just use it. And use it again another time when you're going down the stairs or up the stairs. Just keep using words in the correct context, and those kids will make those inferences. They'll put those two things together, and their vocabulary is going to grow by leaps and bounds. You have to remember that these kids from ages 3 to 5, They are like little sponges just soaking it all up. It's the most critical and important time during their development. And the more that we can throw at them in a way that isn't intrusive or foreign, that's just natural, the more they're going to learn. The more they're going to learn. I challenge myself every day to use different words with my little kiddos. I challenged myself as a stay at home mom to use big words with my daughters, and it paid off. It paid off in spades. They have amazing vocabularies. And they were also really good readers, and that helped and went a long way too. But the more words kids know, it kind of goes hand in hand. It's kind of a chicken or the egg thing. They knew so many words that reading was pretty easy, and then the more they read, the more words they learned. So it will help kids so far into their future that you will probably never see the impact that putting all these different words in their vocabulary has had. But just know in your heart of hearts that if you really, really love and care about little kids and their futures, give them every single thing that you can when they're in your care. And man, that's going to pay off down the road. There has been so many studies about the value of preschool and pre-kindergarten education and the difference that it's made in kids' lives, both academically and socially, as they've matured. It's really amazing. If you have a minute, check out some studies. I know Harvard's done a lot of amazing studies, as well as Yale, University of Boston, University of San Francisco, Stanford University. But you can really glean a lot from educating yourself a little bit more. I mean, if you're doing some professional development and it's not just hitting home for you, branch out and do your own exploration. Be the lifelong learner that you want your kids to be, and find new ways to increase your little preschoolers' vocabularies every single day. This is a big one for parents too. As you're learning new words, use them with your kids. I learn new words almost every day. Almost every time I pick up a new book, there's one or two things I might not know or haven't seen used in the way it's been used. So, that's how you do it. That's how you foster that lifelong learning in children, is just by teaching. So you're in a great place, and just wherever you can, try it out tomorrow. I know that Halloween is coming up and life is insane, but it'll calm down and you can shift your focus a little bit. So shift your focus to creating this increased vocabulary, and you are going to see some awesome changes, magnificent changes, tremendous changes in your kids and their understanding of the world. And the parents are really going to appreciate it too, because they will see their child excelling and they'll know they got it from you. So thanks so much and have a great day. And subscribe if you want to or not. But thanks for watching.